You're listening to the Podquest. This is our first episode. Podquest stars Zach.
You don't know my last name?
I wasn't gonna say
right?
last names.
Oh, it's because you don't like your first name in there. Is that what it is?
Well, I'm fine with one name, but I just don't want people looking me up online.
Oh, that'll happen.
Oh,
you're really gonna make you a Wikipedia page.
Totally isn't Zach
I had
Parrish,
it with
you guys.
Did you have one?
I had one, yeah. My friend made one for me back when you could just put stuff on there whenever you wanted.
What? Wait, Wikipedia's not free to edit anymore?
It's a lot more buttoned down because they had people, especially after the Colbert incident. We pretty much started now.
Shall we try to finish the intro? Maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wait, hold on. Did you mess up the nicknames? Because that has to happen.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I forget what yours was.
I don't have one.
Oh.
I don't need one.
Zach is the host.
What, now
everybody.
you
Well, no, I don't. I'm gonna do the intro from now on.
We have are we going to go with last names? Do you want your last name?
I don't care. Go ahead.
But then it's just the man, the myth, the legend, Drew. Oh, that works.
Yeah. Yeah, the man, the myth, the legend.
Drew.
Over to my right.
Sure.
Over to my left, the always lovely Alex. And I'm Lloyd. Oh, I'm
The
Pride of New Jersey.
Pride of New Jersey. Yeah.
Pride of the Garden State he is.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Are you sure you don't want to do the intro? I feel like you
Well, I
helped
didn't-
him the whole entire time.
Yeah, I haven't done the intro before. I did it
You
one
have?
time.
Yeah.
But we had a...
I like yours is a lot more toned down than mine. I just get on there and I start screaming.
Hey, everybody!
And somebody's gonna say like, oh.
Turn that down.
You got that old school
Disney.
radio DJ voice. You're listening to the podcast. Ah!
I'd be one of those people like I play the song and I talk like a minute and a half through the song.
The song started and they're like finishing up their thing. They start talking faster and faster as it goes on. You get to the first chorus and they just finished up. Doesn't work very well when you're listening to Journey. You get to that first. Everyone knows and people only know the first few lines of what's it called? Don't Stop Believing. Yep.
Mm.
You can't skip that part. You can't talk over it. People get mad. You'll have riots in the streets.
Yeah, if they don't get to hear all of Don't Stop Believing. Because you know there's only one place to get it.
That would be the
music. Is the radio.
That would be the best riot ever. Just millions of people singing "Don't Stop Believing" and smashing things all around them. Just a small town girl. throwing a trash can through a storefront window.
They just yell different lines from the song. Singer in a smoky room. Man, the drop was at 240.
Yeah.
That was a good drop, though.
I think the drop was
We
like
started downhill, now we have to go up.
right as soon as we said the first name in the intro. It's just sort of.
Kinda messed
okay,
up
it's a
the
conversation.
intro.
It's cool, yeah.
Anyway, this is our first episode. I think we're calling it Podquest. We'll go with that.
Sure.
And we'll get started. What were we going to talk about?
What was I going to talk about?
I thought we were talking about stuff.
Well, before we
That's
hit
what podcast
play,
is.
we were talking about everything from Richard Pryor to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
It's just
True.
my brain just like erased everything that was currently in there when I started doing it.
I was telling them before you got here about Prime Air.
Oh, yeah. Let's.
Oh, have you heard about it? You shook your head like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
Yeah,
Now
well,
she
she
has.
was
We
talking
just talked about
I
it.
think it's going to be cool. Delivering
I think
packages.
it's a terrible
to
idea.
The rise of the machines.
Yeah. For a listener, though, do you want to explain what it is, Zach?
It's I guess it's just for Prime users.
For Amazon.
Yeah. Well, I think you have to be subscribed to Prime.
Sure.
And instead of waiting a day for your order, they'll airmail it through an unmanned aircraft in 30 minutes.
And my expectation is you're going to have a bunch of sand people out and waiting for the little unmanned air thing to fly by, and they shoot it with a shotgun and then just take your stuff.
I saw a link on Reddit already where somebody pointed out that there's a company that makes these. They're like, you know how some of the superheroes. I think did Batman have a net gun? I think he would fire the net. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can buy them now.
Really? Oh yeah. I've seen those before. Yeah.
Like you just,
I'd imagine it's for hunters.
No, it's for subduing people that are fleeing. I think that it was also for prisons.
The one that I saw was for it was a smaller one. It was for if a bird gets stuck in a factory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you can. It's like a flashlight, and you just turn the thing to arm it,
feel like
and then you
that's
just go
rare.
boom, and it just shoots the net out.
It doesn't sound that far-fetched at all.
Yeah. The one I saw, it worked really well to like trap a guy. You know, it sort of hit him like across the shins and over the shoulders, and wrapped him up, and he fell over. Yeah.
I guess you wouldn't be in it for long. It was just a way to slow you down.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
It's not gonna, like,
it's
latch
not like
to you.
Spider-Man, like
Yeah.
shot you with his web spinner or anything. It's basically just like you aren't going anywhere for 30 seconds.
Did you ever see? Any of you ever see Kung Pao?
Yes.
Do you remember the net?
No, it's been so long since I've seen Kung Pao.
For everyone,
That's a
who's-
good movie. Everybody should watch that movie.
For anyone listening, yeah, that's that movie's hilarious.
Yeah, he has like the face on his tongue that talks.
Yeah.
I thought that scene was longer. She's like, "Chosen one, I'm coming," and it's like a 5-minute scene, and she's still like, "Chosen one, I'm coming."
I think they might have just taken to the last
Yeah, I
one.
think he does that for like 5 minutes.
For everyone who wasn't listening, who was just listening, though, they threw a tiny net on him that wasn't even probably like 2 feet long, and he couldn't get out.
Is that what it's going to be like to catch criminals in prisons?
Probably.
Probably. They might make bigger nets though.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Speaking
Are
of
they
prison-
weighted? Is that what it's going to be?
Yeah,
like
they were
weighted
weighted.
on like each
Is it
tip of the
made
thing so that it would.
Yeah.
Real quick before we move on, best scene in Kung Pao is at the end when everyone's dying. And
Well, spoilers.
there's nothing to spoil. The whole movie is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just like those old like.
Yeah, it was that sarcasm.
It's just those old kung fu movies where it's like dubbed really
Yeah.
bad. I'm pretty sure the whole movie is like they do that. They say something different, but then they dub over it in a different voice. Yeah.
They got the old Asian karate master guy, and he's dying. He goes, "My favorite band is NSYNC. My favorite member is Harple. At least I think there's a Harple. If not, there should be." And he comes right back. He's like, "I will write their next hit single. A boom boom chicka chicka. Boom chicka 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 choo choo."
That's a great idea for the next party cast.
Yeah, we gotta watch that movie. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh.
You want to talk about some serious?
Yeah, actually, talking about prison reminded
Chosen
me.
one.
You know Ariel Castro, the guy that captured and held those 3 women for like 14 years? Apparently this happened a little while ago, but I just heard about it today. He hung himself in his prison cell.
Hanged.
Hanged himself? He hanged himself in his prison cell. And apparently he was naked as well when he hanged himself.
So did he hang himself?
Well, they say that the prison guard said that it was normal for him to be naked in his prison cell, which, okay, I guess. Apparently he was serving 1,000 years for, I'd say he probably deserved it, but 1,000 years, I think that's the most I've ever heard.
I heard that the
Why would they say 1,000? Like that's feasible for him to be 1,000.
Because there's no such thing as.
the charges just keep adding up.
Yeah.
And adding up.
Well, I think also, like, if you made them
You can't say
simultaneous, well, if they made them simultaneous, you might be eligible for parole after, like, say a life sentence is 100 years. That means after 50 years, you'd be eligible for
That's
parole.
the thing. There's no such thing as like you can't condemn. It's not death by prison. That's not how it works. They just kind of put you in and hope that
You die
You
before
die.
1,000 years.
Yeah.
From
So there
now.
is
he's
no-
right. So in 500 years, he would be eligible for parole because in the United States,
Oh,
you
okay.
can't like sentence someone to death by prison or old age.
So why can't you do like 300 years? Because it's not
You
really
can, but that's just not how it
plausible.
adds up. You have to add it.
It's based
The,
on
the judicial system
the
is really
charges.
stuffy and wordy, and they want to be precise so that when they go back and look, they're going to be like, oh, he got this and this and this and this, and all those added together,
Like he,
add up to
he
1,000
probably got
years.
sentenced to 10 different things,
Mhm.
and the maximum sentence for those things is 100 years. So 1,000 years, something like
Because it
that.
has to be documented like that, because that's the way that they are.
Because he didn't murder anybody, so none of them would be like without a chance for parole. I doubt. Did he murder? Did he kill any of the babies? Or no? I guess the babies lived.
That I don't know.
I think he did kill some of them.
Did he?
I think one of them.
I don't know.
Okay, what was I going to say? I had a couple good things. Oh, I wanted to. Any of you guys know about Bitcoin?
No. I was
The
excited
form
about this
of
one.
payment online.
It's a completely decentralized. They call it a cryptocurrency. And what it is it's basically. I mean, all the money that we have now is just bits and bytes, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
There's it's like 10% or something like that of all the U.S. dollars that exist are actually physical money. The rest is just held in a computer somewhere
Mm-hmm.
in people's accounts. So this is like those bits and bytes, and it's not run by any government. There's one guy who made a system to like where he set the system up so that it slowly releases bitcoins at a certain rate until the year like 2015 or something like that. And the way that people get them is by what they call Bitcoin mining, where it takes a lot of computer power, and your computer gets problems that it has to solve. You have to have a whole lot of power to solve these like complex problems, and whoever solves the problem with their computer gets the Bitcoin. And now there are so many people doing that, so many people mining Bitcoins that you might get 0.001 of a Bitcoin with a computer that costs you thousands of dollars.
Huh.
So it's not, mining isn't really worth it. But anyway, it's a completely decentralized currency, and it was used. Have you guys heard of the Silk Road?
Mm-hmm.
The online Silk Road?
Maybe.
It was a website in the darknet, the deep web. You can only get to it through the Tor browser, which is basically what the Tor browser does is it takes your computer, like when you go on a website, it sends information to a server, which then sends it to like other servers. So there's no way it can be really traced back or somehow. And then it's completely anonymous. Nobody can track things on Tor, and you can only get to this website, the Silk Road, through Tor. And on that website, people sell everything.
Yeah, I think I'd heard that people have been buying drugs on the Silk Road.
That was a big one.
And then, like, the FBI had just started prosecuting people that had been buying and selling it online.
They just the person who owned it. This is cool. You guys have seen The Princess Bride, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So
What? Well,
I know it.
Zach
I
is
know
shaking
it.
his head.
Wait,
I know
you said no?
I haven't seen The Princess Bride,
So
and I've always wanted to because the case is really cool. How it's like both sides.
Mhm.
But I know I've never seen it. But it's not because like I've seen bits of it and didn't like it. I've always wanted to, just never.
I'll let you borrow it.
It's fantastic.
I've heard, everyone loves The Princess Bride.
Yes.
Is it kind of like the Never Ending Story, where it's like somebody tells a story?
No.
And it's like
Well,
you're
yeah,
hearing
it
the
is
story?
in that sense, yes. Yeah,
Is it as good as the Never Ending Story?
it's better.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
I've never seen Never Ending Story, but it's better.
The Never-Ending Story is more high fantasy, which is cool.
In the
Yeah, I
vein
think they're
of
totally two different, in my opinion.
They're apples and
totally
oranges,
different.
but they're apples and oranges in a way. But I enjoy
I
The
think the
Princess
amount
Bride more.
I think
than
comedy
Never-Ending
is more so centralized in the
Yeah.
Princess
It's
Bride
like-
than it is in the Neverending Story.
Is it
Princess
a
Bride has
comedy
a Mel
kind
Yeah,
of?
Brooks feel.
it's a Mel Brooks
No,
movie.
okay.
Yeah.
Is it a Mel Brooks movie?
I believe so.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was something. I don't think Mel Brooks was the director or anything.
No,
It has
I
that
don't
feel
know.
though.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. So the person who one guy started the Silk Road called himself. He didn't want to use his name, so he called himself the Dread Pirate Roberts. And then he didn't want to run the website anymore. I guess he didn't want to get in trouble, so he passed it on to someone else who became the new Dread Pirate Roberts. And that's how everything worked for a while. The website got shut down. The FBI had tracked down the Dread Pirate Roberts because apparently they're saying that one of the Dread Pirate Roberts, the one that was currently in charge a few months ago, had a hit. Or how do you say that?
He had a hit done on
He had a hit placed on him?
place.
No, he placed a hit
a
on
hit
someone
on.
else.
Okay.
Had someone else killed. But anyway, they shut the Silk Road down a while ago. So anyway, before that, like a year ago, Bitcoins, it was about $20 for a Bitcoin. Around February to March, they went from $20 to $200. And then just within the past 2 or 3 weeks, they went from $200 to $1,000, over $1,000.
For one Bitcoin?
Yeah. And but you can. It's not like our currency where you have dollars and then cents. It's just bitcoins, and you can use any bit of a bitcoin. Like you can, if you want to buy a hot dog or something at a store, you can do 0.0000098 or whatever.
But who accepts bitcoins as payment?
Mostly right now, online places do, and not that many of them. It's getting bigger though. Part of what made it have another jump is that I think Amazon's getting ready to accept bitcoins, and places in Russia and China are getting ready to
I don't
accept.
think I like that.
Why?
I don't know. Let's get
It's kind of like almost doing like PayPal to me in a sense. It's just like a form.
But I don't want to say I'm a capitalist. But I mean,
Well,
whoa.
Go ahead.
Don't want to stray too far away from the monetary system we have now. Even though pretty soon we'll be paying bin shekels again.
So, but what you have with Bitcoin is it's a competing monetary system because the dollar's not doing so well right now. It's gotten really bad recently, and it's probably going to get worse. So you have another monetary system coming in to compete with it. If the dollar is a better system than Bitcoin, then the dollar's going to win out, and Bitcoins will probably fall out of use.
It's interesting because the interesting thing about this argument is I would assume you guys to have the opposite opinions because you're basically having a free market economy. You're saying let the market dictate whether or not Bitcoin is successful, and you're saying that you don't like that you want to keep the monetary system we have.
That goes back to my Walmart argument that I was having with Chris about the market. You're talking about the free market thing.
Yeah. Letting the market dictate the price,
and then
with no government.
That's true. I guess that when you put it that way, I mean, you're more of. That makes sense. I like the free market idea.
Yeah, whichever one is better is going to be the one that lasts.
Yeah.
If Bitcoin's better, then
I guess I don't know if I like the idea.
Do you really think that Bit can take over?
I don't know if Bitcoin's going to do it. I don't think so. I think it's a stepping stone. I think it's a.
You're right. That I do agree with. You're talking about especially something that started primarily on the internet. Yeah. Because that's how people want to get their things.
Yeah.
Amazon is bigger than a lot of people know. Mm-hmm. You don't have to shop anywhere else other than Amazon for anything. You can get apples from Amazon.
Can you?
Yeah, you can get whatever you want from Amazon. Amazon is huge.
Mm-hmm. And now you can get apples delivered to your doorstep with a drone.
Within 30 minutes?
Yep.
Yeah. Bushel of apples.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Dead-Eye Drew over here shoots it out of the sky. The Tuscan Raider.
Yeah. If Amazon ever starts selling pizzas, we'll all be out of a job.
Oh my gosh! What if it was just like it dropped it a UAV or whatever, just dropped it at your front door?
But look at that! That you have a company that's trying to make money that is able to now. Instead of taking a couple days to get your package, it's able to get it to you in around 30 minutes by flying through the air in this unmanned vehicle and just dropping it at your doorstep. The government uses the same things, the same technology to bomb people, to bomb brown people in other countries.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how low it would have to be, how big the aircraft is. Depends on
the Amazon one.
The Amazon.
Yeah.
It's not like a.
You mean
big,
you can see it going across?
No, it's not like an AC-130 that drops a bunch of parachutes. It's just one thing for one package, and it's like a little. It looks like
as far as like in the atmosphere, how high up until they reach.
It looks like a little RC helicopter. I mean, they had videos of it in action.
Quadrocopters with the 4 things.
I think what she's asking is how high can it go before it's.
Can people that don't people in the boonies or something see it? Would they think that it's like a spacecraft? Can they see that?
It probably doesn't go very high because it probably doesn't. There's not like a giant Amazon warehouse in California that ships to New York. It's like they have specific places all over the country within I would say in every major city that they can fly these things out of. So it's not going to be very high because it doesn't have to go very far. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't be able to fly those things across the country.
Have you guys ever seen the inside of an Amazon warehouse?
No, but I've always wanted to. That's fucking ridiculous.
It basically looks like...
Is it a fun house?
The way I imagined it was exactly what it was. I imagined it looking like... the scene from The Matrix where they go into the armory and it's basically just shelves and shelves of guns fly past them? It's basically like that, only with boxes of apples and books and nooks and whatnot. But it's just this massive box.
Does it work just like The Matrix? When you walk into an Amazon warehouse, is it an empty room and you would go in there and be I want TVs, and it's just
that would
just walls of TVs come out.
But most of them are automated. They'll have.
I imagine, and it can bring it to the shelf where you're at. Yeah. Amazon?
Pretty impressive.
Amazon's going to take over. Mm-hmm. Were you there for my Walmart discussion? I was very proud.
Might have been. I was probably working. So
I used to hate Walmart. No, I don't hate Walmart so much. Mm-hmm. Just because they're a product of the market.
What changed your opinion? Oh, they're a product of the market?
Yeah, and it's it wouldn't be there if we didn't want it there. And my deodorant thing, that's when I respect Walmart for that, for driving the price of cardboard down.
See, I like some things about Walmart, but I don't like it as a whole. just because of their business practices.
That's what I was going to say. I like what they do, but I don't like their business dealings.
I don't like the use of eminent domain. Basically, if a town wants a Walmart, Walmart comes in and says, hey, we want to open up a store in your town. And the town will go, oh, we got a perfect spot right here. This is perfect for it. There's some people living there, but we're just going to kick them out. And they just forcibly take people out of their houses to put a Walmart there.
Yeah. And they give them,
I think
like $10,000.
They don't get paid really.
Oh no, they don't.
Well.
Didn't we have our living wage discussion?
I think the workers there actually get paid a living wage.
Do they?
They get paid I only know how they get paid just because of Kevin's dad worked for Walmart for years, and he was an assistant manager, and he didn't get paid that much. I think you only get a 10% discount, like going in there. As an employee, that's your discount for no matter what position that you have.
Don't want Walmart.
But they treated him, like as far as what they were going to do in his career, they treated him not so well. And I hear that from other places like Florida. Like I just know like a lot of people that work for Walmart.
I think that's part of the argument against them. But I feel like the biggest moral argument against them is that they employ sweatshop labor to make, cheap blue jeans and whatnot, and these people are getting paid pennies a day and dying in fires like that one. I think that one was owned by H&M in I think it was Indonesia or something.
H&M is not a good company either.
Yeah, so it's the same sort of practice that lots of big retail companies do. They, you get your really cheap blue jeans because slaves are making them, and that's the problem.
It'll never be beat though.
What's that?
It'll never be beat. They make literally like 1 cent off of like a head of lettuce.
Yeah.
1 cent. And I am amazed at how they make money. Because like that's ridiculous.
Well, it's microtransactions. They just do so much
that's
volume
what it is.
that it makes up for the small margin.
I mean, they have the power to like shut like Kroger's down if they put a supercenter somewhere.
Are you from the South originally?
Yeah.
Okay, I was curious because you just put the apostrophe S on Kroger, which is a very southern thing to do, and I thought you were originally from somewhere else.
No.
I'm not judging. I'm from the South too, but I did.
That's what it's called?
Kroger.
Kroger's?
No.
Yeah.
There's no apostrophe S.
See, but the thing is, it is though.
Okay.
Is there?
Okay.
There is none.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, there is. But I don't say Walmarts.
Right, yeah, but
So
people do like Kroger's, and then there's another common example.
But sometimes I don't say like I'm going to the Kroger's. Oh no, I didn't. I was saying the plural. I knew that I didn't. I don't say Kroger's. I say Kroger.
Okay.
I was saying the plural of Kroger. I was like they have the power to shut Kroger's down.
Okay.
Multiple Kroger.
I understand.
Shopping centers.
Okay. I thought you were talking about collectively the entity known as Kroger.
No, because I don't say Walmarts, and that's what you almost had me. I guess I have said it before.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think part of that why people up north say that is we have different stores, and a lot of them are apostrophe S. Like we used to shop at Botino's, and like all the other stores, there are more. Hendersonville is different. You have a lot of nationwide chains around here. Up north, we still had a lot of mom and pop shops. So they were Botino's and Driscoll's.
Average salary of a full-time worker at Walmart, $12.83 an hour. Relative.
That's average though. So but I assume that they have a lot of stores.
Is that for all over U.S.?
Well, it's average.
So
you can't average in Tennessee and California because obviously you're going to get like $11. What's the minimum wage in California?
I don't know.
Is it $10? I think it's $10. Have you ever looked at like apartments in like San Francisco?
Yeah.
They don't have apartments cheaper than like $1,200 a month.
California minimum wage is $8 an hour.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I thought it was way more than that.
I don't have a problem with. What was that noise?
It's a cat.
She's scratching at the door to get out. No, she's fine.
I don't have a problem with Walmart paying people what they do. I think they deserve more, but Walmart.
A lot of people deserve more than they get.
Yeah, a lot
like
of people
teachers.
deserve. But why continue to work at Walmart if you're not getting paid well? Leave. And I know it's tough because the economy sucks right now. You can't just go out and get another job. That's not Walmart's fault.
It's not their fault either.
It's not their fault either. No. if you go into work at Walmart knowing that you're not going to get paid well, how can you really complain about not getting paid well?
Yeah.
Like that's what you knew you were going to get paid that much.
Right.
It's not like they dropped your salary all of a sudden.
Well, the fact is, you're getting paid better there than you are at like Target or something.
They pay living wages, but they literally pay enough to live on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's technically living wages.
So why do people work there then? You got tons of people working for Walmart. Why would anybody go work there if they're not paying enough?
Well, it's harder to find better paying jobs. And, the part of the argument of always, whenever someone brings up the idea of raising minimum wage, is if you raise minimum wage, then that means less people will be employed because the cost of employing them goes up.
Yep. Walmart's been able to, it may not be giving people as much money, but it's been able to employ a whole lot of people.
Right.
And it's also, I don't like shopping there because of some of the other stuff, but they've also, with their really, really low prices, there are a lot of low-income families that are able to get things.
That's the thing.
Are able to afford stuff that they wouldn't be able to.
That's a good argument. Yeah.
Because I've been watching a bunch of things going back and forth on a couple Reddit things I subscribe to, and they were talking about Walmart, and some people are saying Walmart's terrible because it doesn't pay people enough. Other people are saying it's great. Like, I wouldn't have been able to have any kind of nice clothes when I was a kid if it weren't for my parents being able to shop at Walmart.
Yeah.
You should go on Netflix and watch the documentary about Walmart.
They've done a lot of messed up stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah. The one that hates on them. There's one on there that's like good about them, but then there's one that hates on them that's like, they have like union spies and all that kind of stuff, which is pretty messed up, but I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
That reminds me of all the stuff about Goodwill that I've been seeing recently, that there's a lot of people that don't like Goodwill because the people that they employ are getting paid like cents an hour, like 11 cents an hour, because they're disabled either mentally or physically. And then I think it's 6 months, they have a test to assess how efficient they are. And if they don't score as good or better than they did on their last one, then their wages actually go down. Mm-hmm. And
really?
So, there are lots of people there that are making, like I said, 11 cents an hour, 75 cents an hour, $1.30 an hour.
You have to be competent enough to get minimum wage. I guess it depends on the job they're working, though.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to have a store manager with Down syndrome, and they're going to pay 11 cents an hour.
Right. Most of the people that were in the film that I watched, they were stocking, in the back or whatever. But, the interesting thing is the image that the store projects is that they're, helping people. It's called Goodwill, and they're essentially getting all of their products for free and then selling them for an infinite profit, if you consider it that way. Mm-hmm. So why wouldn't they be able to afford to pay their employees?
That's what I was telling my girlfriend the other day. It's like, they have to be. They're getting close to $1 billion corporation.
I don't know.
Goodwill's taking off.
I mean,
I'm curious. I want to know what their stock's worth right now.
They have CEOs, they have executives that are making like six figures, well into the six-figure.
What do you think before I look it up?
Well,
what do you think the share price is?
Of Goodwill?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Give me a shot in the dark.
67.
I was going to say like 30.
I was going to say, like 25. I can't get the NASDAQ. Dadgummit. Yeah, you look it up. Maybe you'll get better results than I will. Oops. Oh, really?
What was one of the things that you were going to talk about earlier?
Bitcoin?
No. Didn't you say you had a big list of things?
Oh, well, I just got a bunch of stuff on here I saved up. Let's see. Some of it's just funny stuff. How to shave your beard like a man.
You don't.
You've seen that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You don't.
You don't. You don't shave. That's how a man shaves.
Let's see.
I don't know why I can't see it. Why I didn't get directed to like the NASDAQ site.
Yeah. Did you just Google it and it didn't give you the...
No, it was like all these things. Like
what the fuck?
Can you buy shares in Goodwill?
Is Goodwill publicly traded?
No.
I don't know if it is, yeah. Maybe privately.
Oh, well, probably, yeah. You're probably right, actually.
Okay, here's something interesting. It's a video to watch. Let's see. All right, for listener, go on YouTube and look up what happened to this invention, and it should come up. The username that this video is under is 7messenger7. And just watch this real quick and tell me what you think about it.
Huh. My question though is, he said that it was that it wouldn't burn your hand, but it would burn a hole in brass. First, I'm confused as to how that happened. Second, I'm deeply disturbed by the fact that somebody was dumb enough to put their hand in there and be like, "Oh, my hand didn't melt off. This is cool." Like,
that was a close one.
My guess is the gas. This is just a guess. My guess is the gas doesn't ignite until a certain distance away from the torch head.
Mm.
So like it shoots out.
So it wasn't the material that it was up against; it was the distance from the.
That's just a guess, though.
Okay,
that's just
that makes sense, though. I guess.
But why haven't we? He's got so he's already had a car in 06 at least, because that's, I believe, when this video was. Yeah, this was uploaded to YouTube. The video might be even older, but it was at least around 06. He had a car that could run at least halfway on
water.
On water, yeah. Special water that he had done stuff to, but it ran
just through electrolysis. You can do that with just electricity. That's all it is.
Yeah, but he had that car in 06. He had it half done, and that was in a garage. And he was talking to a major car manufacturer, and he was also talking to the U.S. government. And it's how many years? 7 years later, almost 8 years later, and nobody's heard about this thing.
I'd say he probably got a significant payoff. Mm-hmm. They own the patents, and they are doing absolutely nothing with it.
Yep. I hear lots of stuff about different things where somebody's going to lose money, so they pay a whole lot of. They either kill somebody sometimes, or give them a whole lot of money to shut their mouth.
What was that movie about the guy that created the intermittent windshield washer, or windshield wiper rather?
I don't know.
For like cars, how it doesn't. It's not mechanical; it's electronic. And it goes intermittently. Apparently, that was like a big deal back in I believe the 70s or 80s. And a guy in his like garage workshop used circuits from like scavenged electronics to make an intermittent windshield wiper. Was going to sell it to Ford, I believe, or one of the big American auto manufacturers. And through one turn of events or the other, he thought that they were going to buy it, so he showed them the schematics. They stole the schematics, claimed that they didn't, put them in the cars. He sued the big auto manufacturers and made windfall off of it. I can't remember the name of the movie, but yeah, it was based on a true story.
There was also I don't know. There's Tesla when he died.
Mm-hmm.
He had a whole bunch of plans and stuff that were all confiscated by the FBI. He had been working for years on free energy.
Yeah, well, and he also claimed to have like a death ray and an earthquake machine, and I think a weather machine too.
You sure he didn't have them?
He claimed to. I didn't say he didn't.
Mm-hmm. And if anyone was able to think up and make something like that, it would have been Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
I'm wondering if his death ray was I heard about neutrinos. Apparently neutrinos, it's like a radioactive thing, and if it hits you, you instantly die. And it destroys no surrounding buildings. Kevin was telling me about it. He said if a neutrino bomb or whatever fell anywhere nearby, all life would cease to exist, but it wouldn't knock down any buildings.
They actually found one type of neutrinos. I think there are multiple kinds of neutrinos, but there's a 1 cubic kilometer block of ice in Antarctica that is sort of laced with sensors that they're using to detect neutrinos, because they're cosmic atomic particles, and they just like fly through the universe, and nothing can stop them because they're so tiny. And the block of ice didn't stop them; it just slowed them down enough for them to be picked up on the whatever device they use to detect it. And they just discovered the neutrinos. They had an idea that they existed. Obviously, that's why they built the sensor, but they couldn't prove it only through physics like equations until they discovered evidence of it in the block of ice, which I thought was pretty cool.
I just wonder how many inventions have been suppressed throughout the years. I think BMW made a car that ran on gasoline but got a couple 100 miles to the gallon. And they were coming out. It was this big new thing, and it disappears. Nobody hears about it again.
Yeah, there's a film. I think it's called like What Happened to the Electric Vehicle or something. And it's about, I think it was a Chrysler EV1, and it was supposed to come out like I believe in the 90s or maybe the early 2000s, and it just sort of disappeared, and no one knows why. And they think it's because oil companies didn't like the idea of a marketable, efficient, cheap electric vehicle.
I got another one. This is
to the previous point. You can't buy stock in Goodwill.
okay.
You cannot. It's not. It's a non-profit organization.
Oh, that makes sense.
Well, I don't think that's true though.
Well,
I mean, they are listed as non-profit.
I mean, as someone who's in law school, I think there's lots of ways to get around
true.
non-profit.
Yeah.
Their executives are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year off of this non-profit organization.
I've heard people toss around the fact that some church owns Goodwill, but I don't think that's true.
I don't know.
You said like the Mormon church owned it or something?
I don't know.
Quick, my new favorite sentence for the week. Books are like knowledge tacos.
There you go.
This is sort of just, I guess maybe it makes more sense when you've been drinking or something, but it was a meme.
Everything makes more sense.
It was a meme of that guy, I forget his name, but the guy who's like standing in the middle of a party with like the profound look on his face, you know what I'm talking about?
Is it sudden clarity clearance?
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's like every book you've ever read is just a different combination of 26 letters.
That's incredible to think about.
Yeah.
Some of those are actually profound.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or the what was the Conspiracy Keanu?
Those are funny too.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot of the same ones. Let's see.
Did you hear that Mr. Chang, the second in command in North Korea, has been...
different Mr. Chang.
No. not the Hangover Mr. Chang. Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah,
Is that his name?
Yeah, Kim Jong.
Oh, okay. But anyway...
Dr. Kim Jong?
Yeah, Dr. Kim Jong.
Anyway, he was like the second in command. They believe that he was the real power behind Kim Jong-un. He got, I guess, kicked out of the country because Kim Jong-un, for one reason or another, believes him to be a traitor. And he's executed several other high-ranking officials just recently, which is like the most shocking thing, I guess, that he's done since he
doesn't seem that shocking.
Inherited from his dad. Well, I mean, just sort of getting rid of the old guard from Kim Jong-il's day.
Yeah, that doesn't seem that shocking. And they'll say anything. It's like the Salem witch trials.
I guess maybe shocking isn't the word I should use. I guess causing the most upheaval within the North Korean government.
Yeah.
You know, obviously he's done more shocking things when he like publicly executed people at soccer fields and killed his girlfriend for allegedly performing in a pornographic video or something.
Just do that. They're crazy.
Yeah. Strange, very strange. How old was Kim Jong-il when he died?
80.
He was that old?
I think so. I think he was in his 80s, wasn't he?
Wow. I thought he was only in his like 60s.
Was he? I thought he was older than that. Asians don't age well. I'm going off of what he looks like.
Well,
let's see.
Mr. Miyagi was
I'll tell you in a second.
well kept, in my opinion.
Mr. Miyagi's dead?
You didn't know? He died several years ago.
Yeah. 70. He was 70.
What was his name?
Kim Jong-il was 70 when he died.
His real name?
Pat Morita?
Pat Morita, that's right, yeah.
I'm surprised I knew that.
Yeah, I wanted to say Noriyuki for some reason. I don't remember Pat Noriyuki.
Alright, what was it? Today I learned there is a scientific term for a person's tendency to modify their behavior when they know they're being observed. It's referred to as the Hawthorne effect.
It's referred to as what everybody does in a normal situation when they're being observed.
Being observed.
The Wikipedia page, just the first sentence. The Hawthorne effect, also referred to as the observer effect, is a form of reactivity whereby subjects improve or modify an aspect of their behavior which is being experimentally measured in response to the fact that they know they are being studied, not in response to any particular experimental manipulation.
So more so like an interview?
It's like stopping at stop signs when you know that there are other people around, you know.
But that just seems but that could be subconscious.
I feel like, yeah. I feel
like if somebody's...
I feel like that could happen like anytime.
Well, if somebody's like you... I'm trying to think of a good example. I was going to say somebody says you
like
talk too much.
On the way over here, I knew that there was a motorcycle cop just like sitting there at Thornton's, and so I was just like, full stop, count to 3, turning right, you know.
I took one of those personality tests, the Myers-Briggs thing.
Yeah.
And I got INTP, and I read up on it. I was like, INTPs are the best.
Yeah, it's crazy how accurate they are. Like when I was reading mine, granted, I feel like I'm more INTP than ENTP, but I was right on the edge. I was just like, either one of these is me on any given day. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
And it's amazing how specifically they say things about yourself that you don't really think about, and then you're like, oh yeah, I do that.
Thanks, Myers-Briggs.
Yeah. But I took it once. I got INTP, looked up all the INTP stuff. So I took another different test, and I got like it gave me a percentage of how much each trait was present in my personality. And I went from being slightly INTP to about as INTP as you can get when I took the second one, which I think was just because I was excited and I modified my answers because I was like, oh, I want to be more like that.
Right.
Without even thinking about it.
Which could be like the Hawthorne effect?
Yeah, the Hawthorne effect.
Yeah, so you know you're like trying to get certain results by your answers, sort of like the same thing.
Well, okay, so if you like go over to your parents' house knowing that you're not going to be judged, but you like prove your behavior, like as in you don't cuss or like you're more proper, like you speak more properly, like around family or like my mom or dad. But is that really like you're doing that because you think they're going to like judge you, or more so that's just how they see you?
I don't know. I mean, I only just heard that same.
I feel like people act different in different situations to your point where you're changing your behavior in a way, but
I think it's referring more to in studies, especially, people tend to not like if they know they're part of a study, they might give a different answer or they might act in a different way.
Yeah. I feel like maybe it's like outside your normal bounds of behavior, because everyone has like a range of behavior. Like you would act differently around a 7-year-old than you would around someone your age than you would around someone older than you. So that's all within the same range. But if you'd act like completely differently, if someone else is around, for example, I mean, I keep thinking of illegal things, but like, if you're like smoking pot every day and then like you find out your roommate's dad is a cop and you don't smoke as much, I guess that would be like an example of the Hawthorne effect. I don't know.
I thought this was on a deeper level. I thought it was like some kind of study, like you sniffle too much, like that, so you wouldn't do it as much. I didn't know it was like there's a cop there, so you drive. Yeah, so that doesn't seem that just seems obvious. Like everyone does that. No one's going to keep going 50 miles an hour when the speed limit's 40 if they know there's a cop. Yeah. But I mean, it's the same thing. I thought it was
more so like an like I immediately thought of like an interview. Yeah. Like you go into an interview, like making sure you're acting
right
out of the ordinary. You usually would.
Here's just something interesting. Pinball was banned in New York City as a gambling device until 1976 when Roger... Did you know about this?
I think there's other things too other than pinball.
It said when Roger Sharp testified by playing pinball in the courtroom
I didn't know this.
While calling out precisely what he was going to shoot for and scoring, showing that it's a game of skill and not chance.
That's good. They have to get a pinball champ in there to do that.
Yeah, like he just went in there and he's like, it's not just all luck, and he goes hitting those bumpers.
Yeah, hitting those bumpers, getting those scores.
Ring, 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 ring.
It's a good day for gamers. You get to pwn all the noobs in the courtroom.
That's crazy. Pinball machines really were like the
thing.
Yeah, the PS4s and Xboxes of their day. Mm-hmm. I can imagine some hardcore pinball guys.
I used to play all the time on my computer.
Yeah.
Oh, that 3D space pinball thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when you didn't have internet on Windows.
I played, like,
Back
different
on, like,
kinds.
I think it was Windows ME that I had it.
Yep.
Yeah. Fuck Windows ME. Worst operating system ever.
I don't know. You tried to use Vista?
No, actually. I just skipped it entirely. I went right from XP to 7.
A lot of people did.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like heard about Vista and they're like, nope, not switching.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I think one of my friends had Vista, and all she did was complain about how broken it was. I was like,
That's
I'm
all
good.
everybody. I didn't know a lot about computers, but I know that everybody was complaining about Vista. Vista sucks. Like, I don't know.
There's too many awkward pauses.
All right.
Talk.
Talkie. Should we talk about what our plan is for the next one?
Oh, you mean what we're going to do after this?
Yeah, I feel like we should have thought of that before, because now people are already bored and not listening, so they won't be excited about.
I mean, you were looking at something, and he's looking at something else.
Yeah, but we're not talking. They only get audio.
Yeah.
We need like
That's true.
music in the background or something.
Where's Kenny G?
That was my best attempt at Benny Hill.
Yeah. First, I want to play this because I talked about this last time. It didn't go so well. It's real short.
He knew the world would not be the same.
This is Robert Oppenheimer. You remember I brought this up?
Yeah.
Robert Oppenheimer talking about creating the atomic bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Destroyer of War?
He looks
Yeah, I mean,
not good.
that's
Whatever.
powerful stuff.
Terror warnings. What are you going to do?
Created a weapon that could kill millions of people in an instant.
Mm-hmm.
My girlfriend and I do not agree on the atomic bomb.
I know, we
What
talked a
is she-
little bit about this, but you were really
Really?
drunk.
What can you...
What is she
Elaborate.
agreeing
When
with
she
it?
talks about Hiroshima and Nagasaki, she's real sad, and I'm like, eh.
Hmm.
Like, we warned them! I mean, they attacked us, and we don't even shake your head. We so fucking warned them.
No. There's a difference between normal wartime practices and nuking an entire island.
But it'd never been done before. There's no...
It had been done. We had tested it. We knew it was going to happen.
No, I'm talking about as far as wartime law. That had never been done before.
Plus, they could have destroyed the whole world. Like, when
Right.
they first,
That's the
like,
thing.
you
No,
know,
that's the
like-
thing.
It only had to be done once, you know? It only had to be done once. And
Speak volumes.
then
This is America.
Then it would
I don't believe that.
destroy, the world.
No, what are you gonna
Potentially.
do? They attacked our boats.
Mm,
And what was it? Was it oil?
Yeah,
Was it oil?
we embargoed them.
That's what I thought.
Oil
we were
embargo.
starving the country.
Yeah.
People started dying. I'm not going to say Japan were good people at that time.
We're talking about war.
Yeah.
What do you guys are really going to be
So
sympathizers for a
you
war?
do you disagree with the Geneva Convention that there are certain laws rules of engagement?
No, I don't.
So
The
then
thing
what's
is
the
that
difference?
wasn't in there.
True,
That-
because it didn't exist.
I know, but we didn't break
Doesn't
any
count.
rules.
Technically, yeah. Yeah.
What was I? What were you talking about right before that?
I don't know, putting yes for every one of these
the
answers,
Podquest, though.
Yeah.
So after this podcast, Lloyd
Is
and
this
I,
all I'm supposed to be taking?
What are you talking about? Oh, are you taking Myers-Briggs now? I don't know. The real
a good time to do it.
Myers-Briggs is like hundreds of questions.
Oh God! Somebody find that one for me before I
Well,
answer any more
it
questions.
costs like money. They're the real one.
You guys paid for it?
Mine was free because I knew a psychologist.
Cool.
Yeah.
This one's not too bad. Go ahead and take this
Anyway.
one.
So after
Wait,
this,
hold on. This might be the one I was just doing.
Okay.
This one I was just doing.
This one will get you pretty close.
They're the same questions though. You guys keep doing the same one I was doing.
Yeah.
Jung typology test?
Mhm.
Do the same one. Okay, cool. What is that noise?
This is the cat still.
No.
Her
It's
phone's
like-
vibrating. Her phone.
Okay.
Anyway,
The better editor herself.
what
Hey,
were we
no,
at?
put her on speaker. Oh. It's okay, I can hear it.
Go ahead and take your test. So, the Podquest.
Podquest, yes. After this podcast, Lloyd and I are going to go and attempt to cut down a Yule tree, which we will then turn into Yule logs, and also fuel for a bonfire that we will use to celebrate Yule on the 21st, or somewhere around there, hopefully on the 21st. But yeah, that's going to sort of be, hopefully, an ongoing thing on our podcast where periodically we'll go on a Podquest and we'll take you guys with us, or we'll at least explain our exploits to you later. And yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to it.
Can you explain a little bit about the old tradition?
Yeah, well, the problem with the old tradition is not many people know what the real old tradition was, and there are lots of different ones depending on where you're from. But basically, my understanding of it is you'd cut down the biggest tree, Christmas tree, we'll call it, that you can find, and then, like a evergreen tree. And then you would cut the biggest part, about a foot of that off at the bottom, and then you would turn that into your Yule log. You'd decorate it with holly or mistletoe and carve inscriptions into it to protect your family during the year. You'd keep it for a year, and then you'd use that to light your Yule fire in your hearth on the night of the next Yule, the following year. What Lloyd and I are probably going to do is we'll cut our own Yule logs and we'll hold on to those for a year, but we'll use the rest of the tree instead of as a Yule tree, as a fire.
Big fire.
Big fire. Big fire. So are we pretty much done for today?
What are we at?
Zach?
He's doing it to
55 minutes, 27 seconds.
Sounds good.
Okay,
And we didn't even really hit a drop. We did well today.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will, I guess, get back with you guys after our Yule quest and let you know how it went. This has been Podquest episode 1.
So, are you doing any kind of song to end it?
I can. Give me a sec.
Yeah, no, take time.
Well,
So we'll do the outro.
We'll just have dead air for
No.
I'm
Talk amongst yourselves.
the man, the myth, the legend, Drew, joined with the always lovely Alex.
Man, that didn't
The
roll
question-
off your tongue.
with the
right?
questionable look on your face.
I forget.
Always lovely.
I forgot if that was it.
Yeah.
Well, what would be...
He didn't know if it was you or Lloyd that had that name.
I didn't remember if it was you or Brandy that was always lovely.
She's a better editor.
See, that didn't... Okay. The always lovely Alex. Zach, who needs no intro or needs no title.
Right.
And the pride of New Jersey, Lloyd.
Give me enough time.
Oh, I should have talked slower.
So we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Zach should edit now. And anytime. No, not yet. You done yet? Did you get it? No?
You got 15 seconds before we get sued. I mean...
No, I know the guy who wrote this.
Okay, then.
Oh.
So we can go for another, 5 minutes.
There you
Let
go.
him listen to stuff.
Ride out with the dulcet tones of some guy that Lloyd knows.
Alright, we're gonna end it now.
Is this the best guitar player that you were talking about?
What was his name again?
Phil Kagi.
Phil Kagi.
Okay, anyways. The end.
Plug.
Damn it.